Molini, and welcome to yet another episode of Conversations with Langosi. Now, this is the news commentary section where we will be offering insightful commentary and exploring various perspectives on the stories that shape our world. Now, in this article from the South African, mind you, there's more than one, but this is the one article, that. Anywho, it was published. Okay, let me just get into it, but I just wanted to tell you where my source comes from. Okay, so the Springbok fans, the DA and EFF have condemned MEC Siboniso Duma for bullying Premier Nomusa Dube during the trophy tour in Durban. The EFF and DA have requested that Siboniso Duma apologize to the Premier after he undermined her at the Springboks trophy tour in Durban. In the video that's gone viral on social media, Duma Siboniso is seen lifting the trophy with poker star Elizabeth before the Premier herself. Dean McPherson from the DA in KZN revealed in a statement that he condemns the behavior of MEC Siboniso Duma of undermining Premier Nomusa Dube during the parade of the Springboks Rugby World Cup trophy in Durban on Saturday. The EFF also revealed in a statement on Sunday that they condemn MEC Siboniso Duma for bullying and undermining Premier Nomusa Dube during the parade of the Springboks Rugby World Cup trophy. In the most recent event where the Springboks were parading the World Cup trophy at the Durban City Hall, Duma is seen displaying his misogynist character and completely embarrassing the Premier in front of the entire country, said the EFF. Now, guys, that is the story, right? And more than one major house has actually gone with the story. They are not, they're not off path. They're not off because that's the question that we were all asking. But before we even started asking those questions, the question we were asking was
this one. I'm going to ask it. I'm not even trying to be funny. Why was the Premier on the Springbok bus also waving during the parade? Why? I think that's the only question I have. Why?
okay, but then again, let's come back to what we're talking about here. But guys, if someone could please make me understand, I love Umama so much, mind you. There's just something about her aura and her character and her energy as a whole. She's a lovable character. You cannot not love the Premier. So I'm not surprised when people are also coming out to speak up on behalf of her, even though she didn't ask them, to speak up for her. There's not like I can't complain, but that's just the one question I have.
Why was Umam Premier like? Because I mean, there were even tweets where people were like, not our Premier waving, like she was also playing there at the Rugby World Cup. But then again,
I came back and I answered myself, but I'm not content with the answer the response that I gave myself because again, why was the Premier on the bus? Okay, yes, she was there because one, she's a Premier, now she's as happy as we are, and maybe that's just how we must look at it. Singaichongi from any other lens, and it's okay. Okay, let's come back to Mr. Man over here. Okay, because we're talking about him. The conversation started, Mosne, because of him showing up on stage, taking a picture with Elizabeth before her. Mind you, she's the Premier. He's not. He's the chairperson of the ANC in KZN. He is not the Premier of KZN. Okay. But also, these red flags have always been here. Big ups to Mkhuleko Hlengwa, the MP, was with IFP. I think he's an IFP MP. Big ups to him because he's the one who tweeted Mosoba. It's been a trend consistently. That's why I'm saying I can't mind you, and this is not the first time this man does this. He's been playing funny. He has been playing funny. I don't know if he's doing it so that he goes back to the branches and says, no, don't worry, the Premier is ours, the Premier is working. Like, when does he focus on his portfolio, his department, you know? Like, I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of it, but it's not sensing because why? And I like the fact that Umkuleko shared this tweet because Angithi, we all see there's this conversation. Now there's this conversation there's this conversation that we now that we're having, as South Africans around Siboniso Duma and his actual intention. Could it be that he's just obsessed with being in the spotlight? Could it be that he just doesn't believe in women in leadership, women on top? Could it be that he is like what I probably could have assumed may have been one of his reasons, maybe that maybe he's just doing this so as he goes back to the branches and then it seems as if, or it feels like there's something that he's doing. I don't know. It's not making sure. It's not make sense, this one. It's not coming together. And it's weird for someone like him because again, when he came in, this man, when he came in, and I've never seen, guys,
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I have never seen pictures of Umam Nomo Fatube doing this to any of the other NECs, including him. Despite him being her senior, perhaps, in the ANC in the province, but I feel like it does not give him. It's as if this man wanted to be Bishop Vigalala so badly. And it's just not happening.
like it does not make sure. And people were also asking Bahibo, what did the women's league do? What did the league the women's league came out, they called him out, they literally called him out for it. Apparently Vele Manje, there's just some sort of disagreement because Vele, that is what we're getting from him. It's as if he is undermining the premier. It's as if he doesn't believe in her capability to lead KZN gracefully. So, which she has been doing by far. It's just he has been a problem. Everywhere, everything, anything that pertains the premier, this man is there. And I like how Umkuleko circled everything, because he circled these pictures so as to get his points across that this man is not doing this for the first time. It's probably not even going to be the last, okay? Because it's as if the premier has a shadow premier. I mean, when it was time for, and I remember asking this question, but Lotata ungenapi. It's supposed to be the MEC of Education in KZN and the Premier. He's also there on stage. Okay, we leave them alone. You understand? Like it's weird, weird things, guys. It's just weird things. It's weird things. He's everywhere. She goes for a church visit and she's being invited. He's there. Like, can't he create his own programs if he loves the spotlight so, so much? He is everywhere. It's as if he's her bodyguard. And maybe that's one thing we don't understand, actually. He bodyguard because that's what he's doing. Even if he apologizes, guys, this man saw nothing wrong in his actions. He's a grown man. He saw nothing in his actions, and that is why it became a cycle and a trend for him, and it was normalized in his head, and he continued doing it. No one called him out on it prior. He's only being called out now because everyone else was also asking the question as to, but who's the premier of KZN? Who is the premier of KZN? Hey, also, the Springboks win seem to have opened a can of worms. I'm here for it. Nonetheless, Nkosini so much. This was just my 2 cents, me expressing my distaste in how Mr. Man has been handling things and moving around and playing. You don't play like that. You really don't. If I were you, hey, I'd be working hard. I'd be working my ass off as the MEC. And you being in charge of the department that you're in charge of, I don't think you should have time to be following the premier around like this. Even if when you monitor everything that is happening, allow the premier to be the premier. This is not the ANC. This is a province. You are a leader of the ANC in that province. It's not vice versa. You're no premier. That concludes today's video. Remember, the goal is not just to inform, but to inspire critical thinking and foster a diverse exchange of ideas. I appreciate the time you've spent with me today and look forward to bringing you more engaging content in future episodes. As always, be sure to follow us. Conversations with Lankosi on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and also our YouTube channel, Chonga. You subscribe, you follow, ne? You follow or you subscribe, light the little notification bell so that you do not miss out on any new episodes, right? And then please do visit our website, Lankosi Writes, and share your thoughts and feedback. Enkosini for listening to the Conversations with Lankosi podcast. Stay curious, stay informed, and stay empowered.